Hi everybody, welcome to another mini-mod spotlight with me, Sid. This is the small series that is dedicated to small mods which are too small to have their own mod spotlight, generally. So, let's press on, shall we? We've got 4 mods as usual, and we're going to start off with Uppers by Vadis365. So, Uppers, despite the unfortunate name and the resemblance to a certain 1970s recreational drug, makes these uppers, an upper. An upper is a hopper that works upside down, so you can make that with a chest and a hopper recipe in an inverted fashion, or you can just whack a hopper in there and turn it into an upper. You can also convert backwards and forwards, so you know you're not kind of stuck with one or the other. And uppers are interesting in that they work upwards. So if I take this for example, and it picks those up and pops them in the chest above it, pretty much just like a normal hopper. They'll work around corners, so again if we chuck those in there, you'll see that they're going up there quite happily. And they also work quite happily in conjunction with hoppers. So we take these pink tulips and throw a bunch of those in. There you go. So that's uppers. I realise there are an awful lot of different mods that do this kind of thing. Hopper ducts, obviously all the pipes. If you're looking for something that's a bit more vanilla and you don't want to go hopper ducts, this might be for you. It's an option. Okay, moving on. Clever Panda 714 brings us Bird's Nest. Now this is a mod I've seen in a few places, and basically in the wild, if you go out and start breaking leaves of a tree, eventually every now and again, now this is going to be, there we go, you will get one of these, a bird's nest. Because obviously birds nest in trees, and I assume it works with all trees, it's not just oak trees. And if you open this realistically should be a magpie's nest, because it's magpies which have the reputation of stealing shiny things. But if you open that up, it will give you things that are in it. So we got 3 feathers that time. Oh, there's another one. Oh, we got 2. We got an egg. Well, I suppose that's quite reasonable, and some bones. So obviously something died. And these have a mixture of items. They work off a loot table, so you can alter what they have. There is always a chance of finding something shiny, sometimes gold and shiny, sometimes blue and shiny, maybe even silvery and shiny, who knows. Some seeds. Just a useful little early game resource gathering mod. Really doesn't add anything else other than that, and it does get used in certain early game mod packs as well as an option. So yeah, I think we've kind of had enough of the sound of that. Okay, so moving on, we're going into Vials by Lord Joda, and you'll notice we've got some Tinker Smeltery action going on here, and this Tinker Smeltery is full of glass. Over here we've got some nuggets and some bricks and ingots, table, and we're making these. Now these are vials, small vial, standard, large, huge, giant and extreme vials. Crafting wise, this is a Tinker's Construct add-on, so it is all via Tinker's Construct. So you take either nugget, either a gold nugget or a iron nugget, and pour glass onto it in a Tinker's table. Now this unfortunately does take a short while, so surprisingly long time actually, but there's not much we can do about that. And what this will give you as it cools gently, we'll get in there slowly, is a small vial. Now a small vial is unsurprisingly 1 nugget's worth of liquid, because you're using a nugget to make it, obviously. And you get this, there you go, 1 small vial. Doesn't consume the nugget, so whatever. Now again, we can use anything. I'm going to use the gold brick there, and we'll pour glass on this one. It's going to use a reasonable amount of glass, actually a surprising amount of glass to be fair, but it's sand and it's not that expensive. Now this will make you a standard vial. A standard vial, whereas this one is 16 millibuckets, a standard vial is of course 144 millibuckets, or 1 ingot's worth of liquid. There, on top of that, if we we'll just let this one run through. You take a standard vial, a large vial is 2 ingots worth, a huge vial is 3 ingots, that is 4 ingots worth, that is, get this right, that is 9 ingots worth a block for the extreme vial. And once this is finished, because again it's going to take a few moments, quick drink. To make the large vial, you basically pour 6 blocks worth of glass onto a standard vial, will give you a large vial. Your use for that is the same again. Take a large vial and make that. That's again capacity and so on and so forth. So once you've made these 2 out of the blocks, everything else is made in the normal fashion. So what do you do with them? Well, let's have a... Let me just grab a little bit of that, a little bit of that, a little bit of one of them, a little bit of one of them, a little bit of one of them, and a little bit of one of them. Now, obviously, you could come over and you can't get at it that way. Now, if you have a look in here, you'll see there's molten blocks of glass, there's some molten pig iron, there's some molten gold, we've got manulin, iron, seared stone, and some obsidian. So if we take, well, let's take a block of glass and place this in here, that should give us, all been well, I'll just run it on a block at the moment, bang, 1 block's worth of molten glass in the jar. Now similarly, if I take a small vial, which is if you recall, is a nugget's worth, and we'll go and find something that's got some nuggets, molten pig iron, bang, we got molten pig iron. So this is really, this is the equivalent of that little measuring system that your grandparents always had, or parents for that matter, where they would have scales with this allows you to shift around very precise amounts of material. So a gold ingot in a jar, we could have 2 cobalt, basically the ability to move your fluids around in very precise things. And if you ever end up with like 16 millibuckets left in there, you don't have to pour it out and break it. So that is the Vials mod. I think it's really useful add-on if you're playing with Tinkers. And then finally we have iTank by Yui Boy. Again, because we've got a certain amount of conjunction with Tinkers, but it's a liquid tank, which is basically a bucket, 4 iron ingots and 4 glass makes a liquid tank. Each one will hold 8 buckets worth of liquids. What is nice is obviously if I take this and pop that in, there you go, there's a block, and then I can take those out in 2s, that's not a problem. What is nice is I thought I'd done something in there. Let me just crash. Okay, back in a moment. Alright, not entirely sure why that crashed. I'm not going to sit there and try and put the liquid glass. That did have liquid glass in it, so I don't know where that's gone, but that may be the issue. But what we'll do is we'll show you we can pour from one tank using faucets into another tank. So that's a thing. And so on and so forth. So all of these can be mixed. You can't mix liquids in a tank. So you can't, for example, have a bit of gold, a bit of glass and a bit of stuff in there. Obviously this is modded. There is always a chance of a crash. and you know, mileage may vary. All depends on the mix of mods you have, so I wouldn't read too much into that crash. That's possibly just a mixture of one of the versions of the mods I have in this base pack. But yeah, I think this is a really nice little tank. It does the job reasonably well, and as a simple I'm going to add a tank mod, yeah, it's okay. So on that note, thank you very much for watching, guys. I'm not recording, so I'm going to or am I recording? I have no idea. I'll assume I am. I'll see you next time. Until then, details are below, and bye for now.